Welcome back to more Mega Man 8 Opaque's Blind Run.
I can't see!
Oh. And
I'm
what are you going for next?
I kind of want to think of a name for this guy. I want to say Turret Man, but I could be wrong. What is his name?
Search Man.
Search Man? Yeah, I don't think that fits him well. Astro Crush, Search Man. Okay, let's have Search Man look for some asteroids as I crush him with it. Or Search Man looking for fucking bubbles. You know, as much as we say that, I don't really put that clip onto this that much.
Why do you like that clip so much anyway?
Well, you brought it up, and then I started seeing it, and I'm like, oh man, this is pretty funny for something so simple.
The Nostalgic Critic, although a lot of people don't like Nostalgic Critic.
To be fair, I didn't really like him when I first found out about him through Advanced Logic. I was like, yeah, some of his stuff is funny, but
He's the angry video game nerd, except with movies.
What I didn't like about him was is that it's his acting, and once I got past that, I was like, okay,
I mean, his style of comedy is exactly the same as the nerds. It's just he uses movies and TV shows instead of video games.
No, I get you. It's just like it's his style of acting was like, you can tell it was bad.
Oh, you mean that he was forcing his rage?
Yeah, and like I know that like when the nerd did it, like I know his was forced too, but it was a bit more convincing.
His has become forced over time, I'd say, but
essentially
when it first started, it was genuine, and I think once he realized people liked seeing him just rage at things, he did that. And I think he also realized that the thing about the nerd is that he's smart enough to realize that being a one-note comedian gets boring and people get tired of it. And that's why he has like his side thing of like James and Mike play random video games, because it's at least him being normal and not just a character.
Oh yeah, he said it himself before, like how much, how long can you stay mad at something, But like he still finds new ways.
It's more like you can tell he plays it up, and you can only be a character for so long before it gets boring.
Yeah.
I think that's what most people think about the critic, is that, like, we get it. You're gonna review bad movies and bitch about them.
I mean, that's...
At least try and do something different.
Yeah, that's why he killed off the critic and made his own thing, but turns out, people really did miss the critic. But what I'm trying to get at is, like, it's an acquired taste, or that, for me, it just took a while to get used to. Why do these guys sound like Donkey Kong when they throw their shit? What the hell? Anyways, that was a odd tangent we got into. What were we? This is Astro Crush, I bet. 4 shots.
Yeah.
It looks so pathetic. You know that one move in Super Mario RPG, the spit bubble? That's what Aqua Bubble.
Huh?
That one move in Super Mario RPG, it's like a big... Oh no, not Art Mario RPG. Frog's bubble attack. That's what it reminds me of.
Oh, okay.
It's so pathetic.
Well, I mean, when you have water attacks, I mean, what do you think they're gonna look like? Oh shit.
I want to take move Wily. Alright, how am I gonna open that up? I assume I have to... Okay. I can hold onto it and then shoot with the... Okay, I see what you're doing, Capcom. That's pretty kinky of you, but kind of late for you to include that.
Well, I think their ideology is that this is the second half of the game, it should start getting tougher.
Well, I mean, like, they didn't introduce it till now, Because...
Well, again, you didn't have that move. Like,
no, I mean, like...
Here's what I'll say. Like, it's because they split the Robot Masters into 4 different things. If they had all 8 at the start, then they would already have that.
Okay.
Because they would
No, I didn't know shooting would like let you go with the claw, but what I'm trying to say is like they could have done that. What I meant by introduce, because mostly they usually do this Mega Man games, as you said, and I know what you're trying to get as that because it's a different 4. What I'm trying to say is that they could have done that before this part of the stage. They could have done it without the spikes, like this part right here where you just get damage instead. You know what I mean?
Well, I see what you're saying, but it's really not that bad.
I only wasted 2 lives.
Here's the thing. You're complaining that the game's not being too hand-holdy, and yet if it was like that, you'd be complaining that the game is holding your hand and teaching you things.
As much as I hate to go back and reference this, but it's kind of like how Ego Raptor said that the game the game itself introduces it like little by little, and that's what I'm saying.
I mean, see, you should like if that part's hard for you, then you gotta say like, well, shit, I gotta get better because they're obviously gonna have me do it more.
Well,
so I better practice.
I know I'm complaining, and I don't want to go too much onto it. But
I'm not saying you're complaining.
Even though I am.
I think you're being nitpicky.
Nah, I would say complaining. But what it's because like at this point, games. This is when games started like showing you like how to do stuff and what you should expect. Like straight out, I'm not gonna argue.
See, like right here, now it's saying like the first part of it's like, hey, you can use the Thunderclaw. Oh, nice job. That's actually a really hard thing to do.
It seemed pretty easy to me, though.
The timing can be rather frustrating sometimes. But anyway, see...
It was only easy...
The game's going, hey, you remember that old weapon you got back in the beginning of the game? You can use it for other things.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, now that you know you can use it to swing across a trapeze like that, we're going to throw in a different obstacle. Like, oh, there's going to be a wall you have to knock down using the same thing.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is like, in the NES days, of course you're going to have to figure out by dying. That's the only way they did it. But now, they've changed it so you can figure out without using as many lives as I did. But essentially, and that's just essentially what I'm trying to say. Also, based on what you said that I did really well with the claw for the first time, I would like to thank Castlevania 4 for that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they were intentionally trying to copy Castlevania with the Thunderclaw being used like a whip.
Oh no, I'm just saying like.
But it wouldn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me that people. That you take it.
I'm just saying like the precision.
The other problem.
It did it. Yeah.
See?
That's a dick move.
There is one thing about that I don't like, which I've had problems with too, is that the hit detection on the trapeze is kind of off.
Yeah.
Because if you don't hit the thing with the very end of the Thunderclaw, as you showed there, it doesn't grab onto it.
Okay, I really hate these frogs. They're like my most hated enemy now. They're just...
Oh, you're good.
They're too short enough for the Buster. And I hate it when games do that. I should probably be saving that.
Well, the charge shot will hit it.
I know, but it's like... God, so annoying.
Are you one of those people that hates the charge shot for no real reason?
No. Why would you think that?
Because I said if the charge shot will hit him, and you're like, I know, but...
It's like, why do I have to charge a whole shot just to kill one little insignificant enemy? But then...
See, that's the same complaint that people have. That's the complaint everyone has. Like, why does the charge shot have to be used? Why would they introduce something... Why would they introduce a new attack if it's not going to be helpful?
No.
That's what.
No, what I mean is like it's an enemy that's supposed to die in one shot, but you have to charge it all the way. Like a little single pellet would kill them, but since they're so small, you have to charge it just for the range. That's my only complaint in general. It's like I have to use a specialized weapon just to kill this little one enemy that like a keys or something that would die in one shot.
Yeah,
that's just my only complaint. That's pretty cool.
Hey boy, come on.
What?
He has 2 heads, so he has 2 different voices.
No, but that sounded very pedophile-ish.
By the way, his weakness is not Astro Crush.
But I want to see it hit him.
It's not hitting him because he doesn't hurt him.
Yeah. Ouch.
That should have been your first clue when you used it when he was on screen and it wasn't hurting him.
Well, it makes me invulnerable, so that's nice. This is also my last life, so...
You only get 4 shots of it too, so.
Yeah. His voice does not fit at all.
He has 2 heads.
No, but like they both don't fit at all.
I warned you, the game has bad voice acting.
Some of them actually fit though. But this guy sounds like an old black man that I used to like enjoy hanging out with in the streets or something.
The fuck?
I just made like that's what it sounds like to me. Like someone you would like enjoy hanging out with. An old black guy who would give you advice in life.
Why does it have to be an old black guy?
It reminds me of an old black guy.
Oh right, you're Mexican, so you're racist.
that has nothing to do with what I meant.
That had everything to do with what you just said.
No, his voice to me sounds like a black person. That's it.
And you bring up that specifically because you are a racist Mexican. You said that yourself.
No, I said all Mexicans are racist.
Especially, yeah, which is proving that you are.
No, that's entirely different.
No, you're Mexican.
By the way, most of this is gonna
be in that category of all Mexicans are racist.
By the way, most of this is gonna be skipped to the very boss, though. So you know that right now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to skip through this entire stage.
But I mean,
oh, before we do, fun fact: you were all in the Dreamcast version. You were supposed to fight Woodman at the halfway point of the stage.
I pressed the triangle, but damn it, controller. No, just to me, like it sounds like an old black person because it kind of reminds me of someone from Sanford and Son.
I wouldn't know.
Well, I used to watch that show, so.
Yeah, again, I wouldn't know because I didn't watch very many sitcoms.
It's like, cause usually when you listen to a cartoon or a show, you associate voices with how they would look like when they sound like. And to me, Searchman, one of his voices, sounds like an old black man to me. And that's all I'm just trying to say. I don't know where you got the racist part from.
It comes off as racist when you say it like that.
I don't know, understand. It's like, I don't understand how that comes off racist. It's just, that's essentially what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you know, this tastes like Coke. It's clearly not Coke, but.
Yeah, but that's not the same thing.
Well, I mean, obviously because it's people, but what I'm just trying to say is like, it's just that's what it sounded like to me.
I'm not meaning to make you sound racist.
Even though you clearly called me racist.
It came off as that. Damn it! I am so annoyed by the fact that you can do that in one shot.
Why?
It took me like 4 tries to get that damn bolt.
Oh, where's the slowdown coming from?
That's because there's a lot of enemies on screen.
Ah, stupid ball. Alright, should be almost there. Ooh, I'm gonna have to do another quick sync test right after this. Or it could be right, it could be the stage. But sometimes I think it's fraps.
Could be a combination of both.
Yeah, I feel like it's both. Alright. Let me just... Time to get my ass handed to me again. So I have a feeling this guy's the toughest rollout master of all of them. For Buster, at least.
Depends.
I see. You know, there's 2 heads, right? I get that. I get that.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
No, but here's the thing. They could have straight out thrown in like Hogan Heroes on him or something. And what he just shot.
Stop complaining.
What he just shot, I'm pretty sure that's gonna be his weapon we're gonna get. Is that a piece of meat? Wait, go back. A wheel? Rush. What's this do? Question mark? What?
Question mark. The question mark brings out a random item. The wheel is a rush motorcycle.
Oh yeah, I just remember the wheel part.
And then the medic is rush healing. What you're using right now.
Yeah. I actually prefer the rush healing.
Rush healing is you can only use it once per life.
Actually, I actually prefer that over energy tanks. That does add more challenge to it. This guy seems
you're
really...
a masochist. Like, if it's not ball-bustingly hard, it's too easy. Stop complaining.
I mean, okay, you know why I bring this up most of the time? It's because games when, Super Nintendo and
Just because
fucking...
it's not the NES era doesn't mean it has to be the NES era difficulty. Okay.
I understand. And this guy was actually pretty weak to the buster for some reason. And he has funny eyes. What? Anyways.
Ready? Bonsai.
I know, I was like, what? It's just what I mean is that, it's like, they could have... I like challenge. That's pretty much it. And when I'm playing a game, I like to be challenged. If I'm not, that's the only way I'm gonna enjoy
the
it.
way you're making it sound like if I'm not raging at the game's too easy.
But that's not what I mean. Sorry.
I know that's not what you mean, but it's what it comes off as. Like, there's a difference between difficult and making the game want you to freaking scream at it.
Making a game make me freaking scream at it is like the SNK boss syndrome. You have to spend a lot of quarters just to figure out when and how to block a boss's attack. That's raging.
But I mean, it's the same thing you had with like Fantasia. It's like, oh, because I can corner this guy, it's instantly too boring. Like, no, it's just because you found a way to corner him. That doesn't necessarily mean the game's too easy.
Oh man, I really want to. Okay, we've talked about this before in the Let's Play, so I'm not gonna touch that. Even though I want.
You can find a way to cheese a boss doesn't necessarily make the game easy. You had to find that.
That's still messed up. But anyways, that's it for this part. We'll see you guys in the next part later.